Hi, this is Jason, also known as JSM174. I wanted to talk to you about VPX Standalone for Android. First, you're going to need to get an APK from our GitHub CI. So if you go to the Actions tab in the repo and you have an account, you'll be able to find builds. You'll want to look for the ones that are labeled miscellaneous standalone builds for macOS, iOS, tvOS. And when you click the link, if you scroll down to the bottom of this page, you'll see that the Android build is right here. So after you get it installed on your device, what you're going to do is you're going to run it. Note that it does require a phone that has some horsepower. So this here is a Pixel 7, and you're going to search for the vPinball X app. You'll open it up, and after it opens up, you'll see that it loads the example table. So what you're going to want to do is to put games on it. You're going to want to go to the menu. If you tap in the upper right hand corner, and you'll see you get some options, and what you're going to do is you're going to hit enable web server, and when you hit enable web server, you're going to see a URL here that you can hit on a computer inside your network. So I'm going to go to that, and then you'll see that we have an embedded web server running. So what you can do then is I'm going to show installing the Scared Stiff table. So if I click tables and I drag in the VPX and a VBS, I can drag and drop. After it's uploaded, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to need to install the PinMame ROM. So I'm going to come back over to here, and I'll go to PinMame, and I'll go to ROMs, and then I'm going to drag in my zip and drag it in. All right. So now that it's on there, if I click the launch table drop down, you'll see that there's a couple different tables there now. And the four that are there, three of them are the ones that come with VPX when you install it. So I'm going to choose Scared Stiff, and then I'm going to quit. And when I quit, it'll take you back out to the your dashboard. So you'll come back in and you'll open it up again, and you'll see here that the table loads up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm probably going to want to adjust the view so I can see the DMD. So if I click in the upper right, I can click Enable Touch Overlay. And now that I have the touch overlay shown, I'm going to click Adjust Camera. And you can see that these are the areas. It's a little hard to tell, but there's a border around the different tap areas. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in and quickly just change the Y offset. So I can move between these by clicking the top left and right button, and then the flipper buttons. Okay, and then when I'm happy with my view, I can hit the start button, which is also in the lower left. So if I tap it, that'll actually save the settings. So now what I'm going to do is, since this game didn't have NVRAM stored, if I quit and I come back in, the NVRAM will be there, and then the game should just work. So we're going to quit. Going to open the app back up. And you'll see that the game is now playable. So in the upper left, I can add credits. Lower left is the start button. Plunger is on the right. Okay, so if you wanted to change settings, I'll give you an example of how you could do that. if you tap in the upper right and you have the web server running, you can come back, reload the page, and you can come in and click the little pencil button next to the vpinballx.ini file. And in here, you can go in and change your values. So for example, if I wanted to disable play field reflection, I could come in and hit 0. If I wanted to force bloom off, I could hit 1. And then when I click save and I quit and come back in, you'll see that that those features are now set, and you might get some extra FPS. So another thing I wanted to show is that the VPX standalone has support for the Serum colorization format. So what I'm going to do here is I'll close here, I'll refresh, and I'll go to PinMame, go to Alt Color, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click New Folder, and I'll make a folder that is SS15, and then inside of there I'm going to drag the CRZ file, and then I'm going to shut down the app using the web console, and then I click vPinball again. And you'll see now I have a color DMD. So one last thing to show about standalone on Android is that if you have a ZEDMD, this app can actually drive it. It's a little slow, but we're getting there. We're making progress. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut down. And now I'm going to plug in the USB cable into the ZEDMD. And when I plug it in, you'll notice that I get a box that's telling me to enable, do I want to allow the CP2102 bridge? So I'm going to click OK. And now you'll see on the ZEDMD that I have that the Android phone is driving it. So add some coins, start it up. So if you wanted to get an idea of the FPS on this, we do have a toggle FPS button inside the web console, so I can hit toggle FPS, and you'll see that it's running at about 90 frames a second. So that's pretty good. I'm gonna turn this off. And let's see here. I think that's about it for what I wanted to show. If you have any questions, you could. There's a Discord group that has the VPX standalone channel, and you can reach out to me there. All right, thanks. Bye.